Well, late season in Tennessee is my favorite time to hunt. The grass is getting tall, you can hide, hens are being bred out, and them turkeys will come to your call. When they get lonely and he goes to gobbling, usually he will come to your call. And I'm back after it with my teacher this week, and we're gonna see if we can't kill us some late season Tennessee gobblers.
Turkey Hunter is brought to you by Browning, the best there is.
This particular piece of property we're hunting, we've killed a lot of birds on in the past. It's on the outskirts of Nashville. It just lays out perfect. It's small, but it's got running water through it. And you've heard me say it in the past, running water means turkeys, and this place is no exception. Well, this morning, Dad's up to bat, and I know there's some turkeys in this area. I just don't know exactly where they're at. We go to a high point in the field, set up, and just let the morning unfold and see who's talking.
Well, the good thing is, we got that bird gobbling right there out in front of us, probably 200, 250 yards. And we're between where he's at and where he normally likes to be. So I think we stand a pretty good chance if he ain't scared of this decoy killing him. But we're gonna find out.
Well, as the morning wakes up, I can hear birds gobbling in front of us. I know mid-morning they're gonna lose them hens, so we just decide to be patient. Well, mid-morning finally rolls around and these birds lose their hens, and I can see the red heads cresting the rise in the distance. And sure enough, it's not just one gobbler, but it's 3 gobblers and a bunch of jakes. Kill him. Hey, got him.
When they decided they's gonna come, they's gonna come, wasn't
That's
they?
right. There's a lot more than what I figured too.
Oh yeah. It's all head.
Good shot, Dad.
He got woo.
Ooh, we got a good one. Good turkeys. What a great hunt.
That's awesome, wasn't it?
And that's a great bird too. That's a great bird. He's a good 3-year-old turkey. They got dang near 1.25 spurs and needles. Shut up after he hit the ground. And it got quiet there for a little while. And we heard some birds gobble across the road. And I just kept calling, pretty calling every now and then. And sure enough, I look up and I see a bunch of red heads coming over the rise in front of us. It turned out to be 3 gobblers and a bunch of jakes. I lost count. I can't even tell you how many jakes it was.
I couldn't hardly see the beard, but you said there's gobblers.
Yeah.
I took your word for it.
Yeah, when they topped the rise, these 3 gobblers saw Richard and they walked all the way to it. This in particular, he cut from the rest of them and he come all the way up to Richard and got a little squirrely when he got close, but Dad put that browning on his head and it was all head, let me tell you, goodness gracious. I mean, just nastiness. Apex blend, Indian Creek 665, a phenomenal last week here in Tennessee. We just got back from the Midwest and to come home for the last week and be on birds like this is pretty awesome.
It's been rough on the past 2 weeks.
Oh Lord, we've been putting a hurting on them. And this is a good turkey day.
You got that right.
That just goes to show you, like you say, you never know what you got till you go over and pick him up. Like a box of Cracker Jacks.
That's right.
And that expression on your face, you said, Lord, he's got some needles.
Turkey Hunter is also brought to you by Indian Creek Shooting Systems, Midwest Turkey Call Supply, Replica Decoy Company, Apex Ammunition, Strut No More Turkey Totes, Knight's Hunting Products, and Browning Trail Cameras.
What's a few days later, Dad and I head to the same spot in hopes of killing one of them other birds. I'm on the gun, so we slip in, we got a little bit of wind, cloud cover, hug the tree line, jump inside of it for cover, and sure enough, there's a bird out there strutting. And all at once I look to my right and I see another gobbler come out of the tree line, and he's heading right to this other bird. Well, I look at Dad and I said, we're fixing to see a fight. And sure enough, these birds got after it. We got a winner. We got a winner. Well, after they fought, they kind of parted ways. We could never get in front of one of them. We decided to come back the next day. I know there's gobblers here, so we're just going to maybe roost one tonight, or hopefully see one out here in the field that may do the decoy crawl on him. I know there's been a couple hanging out right here, so we're going to go ease over the railroad tracks right here, see if he's out there. We hug the tree line just like we did the day before, ease in there, and sure enough, that bird's out there strutting in the same exact area. We got a strutter out in this field. He's cutting right. I just want to get in a position where I can either crawl the decoy out there or get the decoy out. Well, Dad and I are watching this strutter, and all of a sudden the same exact thing the day before was happening right in front of our very eyes again. This bird comes out of the tree line and he starts running toward the other bird. Well, this is, I have a strutting decoy in my hand, and I think to myself, this is the perfect time to take advantage of this. I get down on my knees and I start crawling to the edge of that field. Dad gets behind me in the shade. The bird on the right starts easing a little closer to us. Well, upon seeing this, I know the bird on the right is our target now, and I raise the decoy up and I start soft yelping, and sure enough, he sees it and starts slow rolling right to us. That worked. Through these weeds, man, everything just kind of played to our advantage. What an incredible hunt here in Tennessee. Dad and I actually came in here the other day and watched these birds fight, and I knew that these birds would give Richard a go, as redneck as they were the other day. And sure enough, I come around the edge right here, and I can see this bird out there strutting. And we make a game plan. We slip down the tree line, and the one that whooped him the other day was coming at him to whoop him again. So he was kind of closing the distance to us. I held Richard up, crawled out here to the edge, blow down right here, perfect scenario, dad him behind me, over the shoulder with the camera. And I just held Richard up and gave some soft calls. He slow rode all the way in here to Richard, 25 yards. And I let him have it with that Browning Maxus. I can't express the pointability, the shootability enough of that Browning Maxus. I didn't have a knee rest, and I was just free-handing that gun. And that gun is so balanced, it's so easy to point, that it just made it easy. Man, he wasn't 25 yards though. But for the Apex ammunition, the Indian Creek 665 at 25 yards, he didn't stand a chance anyhow. It folded him up. We got us a beautiful, beautiful 2-year-old Tennessee gobbler. The sun's sitting here, and I just couldn't be more proud. I couldn't be more proud. What an awesome ending to a great hunt. Watching these birds fight and then coming in here and getting in behind that decoy, which is a different style of turkey hunting, but it's turkey hunting nonetheless. And it's adrenaline filled, action packed, and I was tore all to pieces as he was coming in. And I can't thank you enough, Dave, for running the camera on me on this.
Absolutely.
That was a fun hunt, wasn't it?
My turn on the gun.
Come on. Well, what a fantastic hunt. Watching them birds fight, coming back the next day, strategizing, bringing the strutter decoy. Once again, the strutter decoy prevails, but just a great way to end my Tennessee season.